Good afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon. This is August 9th, and this is Tony Tburse, life coach, transformation specialist, coming to you from our sunny home in Northeast Georgia. And I just want to say hello and hope you have an amazing week. Today, we're going to talk about more heart than talent. Uh, a lot of people, a lot of times when you think of some of the successful people that you've seen over the years, whoever they might be, professional ball players, professional, actors and authors, and some of the people who have went through some amazing controversy, amazing adversity to get to be able to share with us their dreams and ambition. So today, one of my favorite guys is Jeffrey Combs. He wrote More Heart Than Talent. It's been out for quite a while. So we're just going to touch on that a little bit. It's amazing. In the book, Jeffrey talks about going to a meeting. He was in sales, and there was a woman presenter. And so he said, well, I'm going to go check this lady out. And bottom line, he went to check her out, and she told him, you're not going to make it in this industry. You're the most negative, the most, you have more complaints than anybody I've ever seen. You're not going to make it. So what happens if someone challenges you, pull you on the carpet and say, yeah, you're not the right person for this. You're not a right fit for that. Or you shouldn't be moving in that neighborhood, or you shouldn't be doing that, or why are you going back to school, or why do you want a promotion at that job, anything like that. And they may come up with maybe some viable solutions. Maybe you're not qualified or whatever, but only you can determine if you're qualified. Maybe you know something they don't know. So back to Jeffrey. He was at the meeting, and it inspired him when someone told. I don't know about you, but I know for myself. If someone says, "Well, you're not going to be able to do that. You're too old. You're too this. You're too that," I'd be like, "Well, says who? Who makes the rules in my life? You or me?" And so we have to determine who sets the rules for you, and that's where the heart comes in. Bottom line, you can have great talent, great skill sets, and they help you. They can help you tremendously, but they might not be what you need to get over, have the competitive advantage. And so, in Jeffrey's books, he talks about he gives great examples of finding your why. He gave an example of when you're working on your abilities to improve your life. And he did very well. As a matter of fact, in one of his stories, I think it was 90 or $100,000 in debt, and was able to pay all that off because he got motivated about serving people. He got motivated about helping people. He got motivated about and back to the story. I got a little sidetrack. I went down a little rabbit hole. But anyway, he's at the meeting. The lady tells him, basically, you're not the one. You're not a fit for this. Go home and do something else, basically. I'm kind of paraphrasing. So he said, I'll show you. So he bought everything this woman had. And I think he spent quite a bit of money. And the next day or the next couple of days, all the stuff, like 40 boxes arrived at his house. And he's like, oh my God, what the heck did I do? I don't know whether you've ever had that moment, but I certainly have been self-employed. I want so much to serve and help other people, and the only way I can do that, sometimes I got to buy tools. I got to get in there and do the training, the support. I got to, be willing to, people might look at you side-eyed. They say, well, you still doing that thing again. You still doing that again. You have to have heart. Heart is something that you can't buy. Talent, you may have some innate abilities, some talent, but heart is the thing that you can't buy. Heart is the things that you can see in a person, like, wow, that kid got heart, that woman got heart, that man got heart. Do you have heart? I'm quite sure you do. If you've been in any kind of support system, if you've done any kind of work from home, if you went back to school, if you raised children, if you raised, at this age, some of us are even taking care of our parents. It takes heart and tenacity to take care of that, because as we go through the process of life, sometimes it's amazed how much you can really accomplish, and you're doing this in this thing called life. So one of the things he talked about, as soon as I can pull it up, and I need to put it on this screen too. I'm gonna do a better job of that. I promise you. I'm gonna get better at that. So, all right. Let me see. So, one of the things he talked about, I'm trying to pull it up now, is the fact that many people think hard is one thing, and they when you have some comparison, and one of the things he talked about, all right, he talked about, thank you for your patience, I'll be right there. Don't rely on being naturally good. Rely on your willingness to do the work others won't. Also, key takeaway: your heart is your competitive advantage. Your consistency is your currency. Your willingness to show up is your superpower. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's go with the superpower this year. Let's be the cutting edge. Let's give them something to talk about. There's a lot going on in the world and in this country. There's a lot of things that are happening that may not feel so comfortable. But those of us, me, you, and especially you, that have some heart, have the heart to continue to look for resources and help each other, continue to, like me, make a video every week. I don't know what kind of quality, but I'm telling you, I'm doing a video a week for the rest of the year. And here's the thing, the heart in that part is that I got to just sit down, shoot the video. I got to just sit down and be consistent and persistent with it. I got to sit down and, I'm going to go back, tweak the quality and stuff. And I just have to commit to it. I have to just be intentional with that. Because the heart in all of that is that, I can sit back and say, I got to get ready and wait and do nothing. Heck, I can go out and get the best equipment in the world, but if I don't sit down in front of this computer, talk to you, and especially you, then you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to, go back to being like, oh, yeah, maybe one day, maybe not me. Maybe I should stop. Dude, hey, listen, I've been at this since 2010. I left my comfortable job in corporate America. Here's the thing. I got to the point where I started reading books and started developing myself. And I said to myself, self? Do you like what they're talking about? Do you like the fact that they just put you in a little box and set you on the shelf, and when we need you, we're not paying you for your opinion. We're just paying you for these said responsibilities, and that's all we want from you. Even if you got a great idea, keep it to yourself, because that's not why you're here, sir, ma'am. So, it's. I don't know whether you've ever reached that point. I know I'm a little bit ahead of many of you. I could be, you might be, in my same category, age-wise and all that. Whatever it is, wherever you're at, it's not important. It's not so much as where you're at, it's where you're going that matters. Because where you're at is where you're at. You put in enough work, you put in enough time, and if you haven't, why not start today? Why not go out and give me a chance to, share some coaching and some of my gifts with you? Everybody's put on this earth to serve one another. You know why we have it like that? Because one man or woman is never an island. I've shared that with you. I'm going to keep driving that home. You have a gift. You have a talent. You have to have the heart. You have to have the tenacity to just go out there and do it. It starts with you. Every day you look in that mirror and say, hey, you that man, you that woman, we can do that. And so it's very important for me to remember, for us to remember that, having heart and talent is definitely what we, and also it says heart is controllable. You can't choose your natural talent, but you can choose your effort, attitude, and persistence. Heart, outperforms talent over time. A less talented person who refuses to quit will often surpass naturally gifted person who coasts. Hard builds character. It forces you to grow, adapt, and evolve, something talent alone can't do. Heart is what shows up when life punches you. Wow. Talent doesn't help you when you're tired, broke, discouraged, or doubting yourself. So let's be each other's cheerleader out there today. Let's if we can help a person, help them. If you can buy a product from them, if you can go on their website, heck, I just want people to come on here and give me some likes. I don't need likes, I need loves. I'm telling you, because it's so it takes a lot there to keep going, getting up every morning. I am so blessed to be here. You're blessed to be here. So the heart and all that is keep going, no matter how it looks, no matter how it sounds. You have to have the heart, the tenacity, the stick-to-itiveness. I will not be denied. I will be slowed down, but I won't be denied. I have to continually tell myself that. You, sir, ma'am, have the ability to do great things. And if you haven't, started on the process, no matter what it is, something small and minute, wouldn't the day be a good day? And why not you? We're in a society, especially now, with so many things that are happening with the AI, and AI is almost becoming self-aware and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'll say this: use your God-given talents and abilities to lock into something that can help yourself and help society get better. Whatever that is, you may have had an inclination of how to improve, customer service at a said job. You may have the ability to change the way we go. Quite frankly, I think we should go from a 40-hour work week to a 25-hour work week. Keep the same pay, of course, but be more productive. I think AI can help bridge that gap, and so we'll have more quality time. It's 168 hours in a week. Last week I did a talk on 10,000 hours, and check this out. If you were doing, let's say you picked a talent, a gift, or a skill that you wanted to embrace and take to the next level, the number was determined or was quantified by Malcolm Gladwell, and he came up with 10,000 hours based on his studies and based on evaluating processes. And so, excuse me. So as he came up with that, he wrote a book. That's another one I read, and I was fascinated. So I did some research. I went on and I got a little AI help, and I put in the right questions. So if you got a problem with AI, if you got a problem with me doing it, who do you see here? Did I miss anybody? Okay, I'm just saying. I'm doing I am doing. My plan is to serve as many people as possible, want to help themselves and lead this world better than I found it. I also know that I'm here to please God and serve His people. You're His people. I'm here to serve you. Okay, back to what I was saying. Okay, now the 10,000 hours. If you did mathematically 10,000 hours, if you did it, this gift, talent, or skill every day, you could get to 10,000 hours. You could get to mastery in 5 years. So if you think that's the pinnacle, that's the judgment. And because of the fact that there's you have to sleep, you got to eat, you got to take care of your family. There's some other stuff you got to do in that 10,000 hours. So the life is not going to stop because you say, I want to do this and it takes 10,000 hours. I want to be an expert in 5 years. So forget my family, forget everybody. I'm just going there and do it. Most people don't have that ability. But it's interesting. I when I was doing the research, they just happened to use Stevie Wonder, Beyonce, and a couple other people, and how they used them. And the example was they started when they were children. They started, while you and I were doing whatever we were doing, hanging out, playing. They was practicing. They was doing shows. They were probably getting coaches. They were probably getting somebody to help them, become better, doing dance moves. I remember hearing this video about Michael Jackson, how he used to stay even after they did a show and do his doing his routine and practice his singing. So we all know the history behind that. We're sorry that man left so early. I wish he was still here. His music lives on. So hopefully, you, especially you, will be able to do something that even after you're gone, it lives on way beyond your years. So back to the 10,000 hours. So if you look at this lens and if you do the math and you do the numbers, 10,000 hours, it would take you about 5 years if you did it every day for 40 hours. If you did 40 hours a week, we're not talking about just doing the same thing for 24/7. We're talking about in a balanced life, which is 40 hours. We're basing this on 40 hours. So if you base it on 40 hours, you would it would roughly be 5 years, and you can see how mathematically. So if you were doing 20 hours, it'd be I think it's 19 years, and as the time goes down, the years go up in mastery. So we're saddled with a task, and we're given a choice. It's like the old movie that some of you may remember is Mission Impossible. Should you be willing to accept this mission? You know that if you get caught, don't call us because we don't know anything about you right now. And if you decide to take this mission, this is what's going to happen. And this is why we need you to do this mission, is to save the country, make the world better than what it is. So you, sir, ma'am, and anyone else is listening, you are on a mission. We need you. We need your gifts. We need your talents. We need your abilities. We need you to be able to go out and service other people. We need you to be that still voice where everybody said, well, it can be done. I believe it can be done. I believe that it's enough resources in this entire world for everybody to live successful. Also, and sharing that, there's, I read this quote, there is enough money in this world, in this universe, specifically using the universe, that it's more money and resources in this universe than I could use up in 1,000 lifetimes. 1,000 lifetimes. You know how many years that is? Oh my God. That is astronomical. So what are we waiting on? What are you waiting on? I don't know. I'm giving you the invitation. I'm saying, you that guy, you that girl, let's do it. Let's make it happen. And let's be the catalyst for change. Let's be the water for the growth. Let's be the sunshine for the darkness. Let's be the hope for the hopeless. Let's be the encouragement for the unencouraged. So we have a choice. It could start today. It can start tomorrow. It can start next week. But the best time to start is right now. Today. Today is the day. And I'm hoping and praying that you really, 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 really have an amazing week. No matter what's going on this week, you've been prepared. You have the skill set, you have the ability, and you have the heart to deal with it. How I know you have the heart to deal with it? Because if you've done anything in this lifetime, and some of us have had, quote unquote, they say a silver spoon in our mouth. I wasn't blessed with them. I might have had one. Maybe I didn't know what it was. And I'm still waiting. It didn't show up yet. But anyway, everybody has had to have been able to persevere through a lot of adversity in order for them to be here. Everybody is given a task. It's the two times that in life that's gonna describe that dash: when you're born and when you die. When you were born and who are you? When you were born, most people know, but why you were born, you can define that. You can create a path. You can create a synergy with your life. The thing is, what do you like to do and what are you good at? More questions to ask yourself. So it's imperative that we support each other. I'm here to support you. If you contact me, I've made other videos, and I'm here. And I hope and pray that we get an opportunity to share our strength, hope, and experience with each other. I am definitely your biggest cheerleader. If you tell me that you're working on a project, I will help you to the best of my ability. If I don't have the resources, we'll find them. That's how strongly I believe in us who have been able to persevere and get through it and get to this point. So I want to tell you bye for now. You're special and you're worth every effort. Thank you for now, and bye for later.